Yes, no doubt about it, a great
best
win.
Broke down yesterday, and attempts are still being made to save the horse, known affectionately as Poppy. Today, Tony Banks spoke to trainer Vin Knight at his Kilmore property for this report.
Cobwebs adorn the walls of Popular Alm stables at the Vin Knight complex in Kilmore, but that's no reflection on how the Knight family look upon their treasure, Poppy. Owner-driver Vin Knight is a shattered man. He winces every time the greatest pacer in Australasia, possibly the world, hobbles around the cramped quarters of the stable. Popular Alm is in agony. He also has the vets in a quandary. The first x-rays failed to find out what the horse's ailment was. Vin Knight is praying further x-rays reveal the champ can be saved.
You've been around a horse so long as I've been around this bloke, and so many hours, it's just terrible, you know. I was praying to God when I was coming off the track yesterday that I thought he broke some, like a pedal bone or something in his leg, but we sort of counted that out with the vet, so we just don't know what it is. We've x-rayed right up his leg and right to his stifle, and he couldn't find anything, so he's taken more x-rays. And as you've seen here, he's in a lot of pain.
Popular Alm has already amassed stake earnings in excess of $700,000. Idolised throughout Australia, Poppy may never be able to race again, but Vin Knight knows Poppy can cope with pain and is hopeful the champ will return.
That's not bad enough to stop him from being a stud horse, but like, I think he'll come back racing here another 6 months, or we've just got to pinpoint what's wrong with him. If it's only ligament, which it could be, he could have broke some main ligament up there, and I just hope that it can heal. We've got a stable full of good horses, but nothing will ever match Popular Alm, ever.
You couldn't help but feel for Vin Knight and Popular Alm today. They have a relationship similar to that of Tommy Woodcock and Farlap. With luck, Poppy will be okay. Tony Banks, Eyewitness News.
GMH
will definitely not run for the remainder of this season. Poppy has a mystery injury to his right hind leg. A winner of more than $700,000. Driver Vin Knight says now all we can do is pray. Max Stevens reports.
Straightening up Popular Alm, he's streaked away. He's 5 lengths in front of Gamelite, then Raw 3 and then Laskin. But look at this mighty horse go up the home straight. Possibly...
Just 2 weeks ago, Poppy breezed to the line to win the Winfield Cup. And after that particular race, experts claim that he was one of or even the best pacer in the world today. His dynamic future is now in doubt following a training session yesterday with part owner and driver Vin Knight.
He was doing fast work. He had the hobbles on and he was running down the back straight with about 6 furlongs to go, and he was running pretty near even time and hard held at the time, and he sort of slipped through with his hind leg, and when he slipped through he rolled out of his gear.
Several x-rays have been taken. However, at this stage, vets are not sure exactly where the injury lies, apart from the fact that it's between the rump section and the right hind leg's hoof. So far, of the x-rays taken, the results have shown nothing. It might be a little premature, but what's the future for Poppy at this point of time?
Keep your fingers crossed.
Oh, I prayed to God, and I've never prayed to God in my life.
We had race
Work yesterday. X-rays have so far failed to pinpoint the trouble, which occurred when he knuckled over while being driven by Vin Knight. Popular Alm completed a successful campaign in Brisbane a few weeks ago, and at his only start back in Victoria proved he was still at his top. Brian Smith reports.
It was less than 2 weeks ago that Popular Alm blitzed the field at Moonee Valley to take his second Winfield Cup and his stakes earnings to almost $700,000.
Look at this mighty horse go up the home straight, possibly the world's greatest. Popular Alm, 20 metres in front of Gamelite. Then Raw 3 fell out further back by Fearless Kick. But welcome back, Poppy, you've done it again. Popular Alm streaking away for the Winfield Cup.
Today was a more subdued Poppy at the Knight's property at Kilmore. Obviously in pain, the 7-year-old Entire, arguably the best pacer in the world, couldn't put any weight on his injured off hind leg. Poppy was due to fly out next Monday for Perth to take part in the $260,000 Benson & Hedges WA Cup on January 6th. That, of course, is now ruled out, along with hopes of him running in the Miracle Mile and the Inter-Dominion Championships in Adelaide. A dejected Vin Knight.
Oh, it breaks your heart, I never prayed to God in my life, but coming off the track yesterday, I was praying to him that he wasn't bad, I just hope that it's not real bad and saying 6, 8 months he can get back working again, because he's only 7, but he's such an athlete, he'll come back again if it's nothing serious.
Well, the champion pacer, Popular Alm, is back on the road to recovery. The winner of $700,000 in stake money underwent a 2-hour operation this afternoon at Werribee and appears to have come through with flying colours. Popular Alm's injury was much worse than first thought. Owner-driver Vin Knight was right when he said that Poppy could withstand a lot of pain, because today X-rays showed the intensity of the break. What was thought to be a hairline fracture turned out to be a single fracture from the fetlock joint to the pastern bone. From the moment Poppy went down in the padded operating theatre, his future was in the hands of doctors from the University of Melbourne Veterinary Clinic at Werribee. Having meticulously studied how they would repair the damage, the team effort began to pay off. A drill was produced and 2 holes made to cater for the bolts that for the rest of Popular Alm's life would hold his leg together. 2 hours after Popular Alm was put to sleep, the champion was back on his feet. The 2 doctors who carried out the operation, Glenn Robertson-Smith and Alistair MacLean, were still caring for him. Popular Alm, the champion pacer that has captured the hearts of Australians, was on the comeback trail. The head of the clinic, Professor Leo Jeffcott, summed up his staff's feelings.
Oh, we're very, very pleased.
Do you think that the doctors who carried out the operation may have been aware of the value of the horse that they were operating on?
I'm sure they were aware of the value of the horse that they were operating on, and I think it's a credit to them that they did such a good job.
The winning pacer hangs well and truly in the balance tonight. The champion 7-year-old underwent surgery today for a fractured bone in his off hind leg. Poppy had 2 steel screws inserted in his leg by a team of surgeons at the Melbourne University Veterinary Clinical Centre at Werribee. Popular Alm was in the operating theatre at the Werribee Veterinary Clinic for more than 2 hours, while a surgical team led by Professor Leo Jeffcott worked on his injured leg.
This is the fetlock joint here, the pastern joint, and the fracture line is down through the centre of the bone and comes out to the outside. This is the outside of the leg. Then you saw us drilling and we put the guide in to see how the position was for the first screw through the cortex. Okay, here is the screw going into the near portion of the fracture site, so that we have got the first screw in here, first cortical bone screw, the second one, and it's pretty well obliterated the line of the fracture.
After the operation, Poppy was fitted with a plaster cast, which will stay in place for at least 8 to 10 days and perhaps up to 4 weeks. The Normandy placid Poppy proved to be an ideal patient, seemingly oblivious to the attention he was receiving. Senior equine surgeon Dr. Alistair MacLean.
It will depend on how much arthritic changes develop around the fracture site and into the fetlock joint. All going well, looking on the very bright side, we would hope that he would be sound enough to be able to race again after a long spell of approximately 8 months.
At Kilmore tonight with his owner and driver Vin Knight. Doctors are so pleased with the champ's progress they've allowed Poppy to go home for Christmas, and the horse's injury has not only created interest within the racing industry. Christmas cards and get well cards have been arriving here for Poppy at the rate of about 4 a day. And how's this one? Dear Poppy, this is just a short note to say that I hope your leg gets better very soon. My name is Libby, I'm 14 years of age, and I've just had an operation to put a screw in my leg just like yours. On a serious note, Popular Alm is in excellent condition and it's more than likely he'll race again. X-rays taken recently have shown that the fracture hasn't opened and the screws are in the correct position. One of the most promising factors is that Poppy is now putting weight on his injured leg. The doctors are extremely pleased with his progress, but don't let me tell you, let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Dr. Alistair MacLean has been with Poppy since he arrived at Werribee, and he couldn't be happier with the way things have gone.
There's certainly no reason that he shouldn't be as good as he was, providing the bone heals without any arthritic change in the fetlock joint. And we'll be following that through radiographically every 6 weeks to assess his progress in that regard.